Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing well. Welcome back to your biology class. So students, last time we started atmospheric pollution and we discussed about global warming in detail, and today we are going to discuss about the another example of atmospheric pollution, and it's called acid rain. Students, all life needs water to survive. Even our body consists of 70% of water, and the whole world is covered with 70% of water, but sometimes that water is itself harmful in the form of acid rain. So in this topic we are going to discuss first of all about what is acid rain, how is it formed, then what effect does it have on people and the environment, and how to reduce it. So let's discuss about what is acid rain means. It is the rain whose pH has decreased from 6 to 4 and therefore been turned acidic after having mixed with sulfur or nitrogen dioxide in the atmosphere. Sulfur is released from the industries, from volcanoes, and nitrogen is, it's already present in the atmosphere, and it's about 78% of our atmosphere is consists of nitrogen gas, and nitrogen is also released from vehicles. Students, usually the rain is acidic and the pH of rain is 6, but this acidic rain, his pH is decreased more and it becomes 4. So rain of pH 4 is 100 times more acidic than rain of pH 6. This acid rain actually damaged both living organisms and buildings made by humans. And acid rain also causes pollution of water. Some lakes are almost empty of life as a result of pH level as low as 4 or 5. So acid rain happens in two ways. So let's discuss about acid deposition. So acid deposition involves the deposition of both wet and dry acidic components. What does it mean? Wet deposition means this type of deposition include rain, fog, snow. Plants as well as animals are affected as the wet deposition falls to the ground. Secondly, dry deposition. What does it mean? Like in dry areas, the acid chemicals may become incorporated into dust, dust or smoke and fall to the ground through dry deposition and sticking to the ground, buildings, homes, cars and trees. So let's discuss about the formation of acid rain. The sources of sulfur is coal, oil from the industries and power plant. The sources of nitrogen is atmosphere. 78% nitrogen is present and from the vehicle. So in the atmosphere, because of high temperature, nitrogen is combined with oxygen and form nitrogen oxide, and sulfur combust and it forms sulfur dioxide. So high up in the atmosphere, in the presence of sunlight and ozone, so sulfur and nitrogen, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide reacts with moisture and form sulfuric acid and nitric acid respectively. So some of sulfuric acid and nitric acid is released in the form of gases and particulate. This is called dry deposition. As we discussed before, dry deposition, when these sulfuric acid and nitric acid is mixed with air pollutant like dust, etc. And the wet deposition is when sulfuric acid and the nitric acid is released in the form of rain, snow and sleets on the ground. So students, acid rain occurs when sulfur dioxide or nitrogen oxides are released into the atmosphere by burning of fossil fuel, as I mentioned before. So sulfur dioxide is produced when coal or oil are burned in power plants and industrial boilers. Then the sulfur combines with oxygen which forms sulfur dioxide. When nitrogen, which makes up 78% of the atmosphere, is heated at high temperature, it combines with oxygen in the atmosphere and combines nitrogen oxide. So as a result, when SO2 and nitrogen oxide are released high in the air mixed with water, oxygen and other chemicals, they form acidic pollutant also known as acidic rain. Now I hope you understand it. So what is the impact of acid rain? Acid rain can impact surface water, rivers, lakes, etc. and aquatic animals. It also damages soil, forest and vegetation, human health, building and the urban environment. So as a result of which, when soil is contaminated, so cereal production drops. Acids activate ammonium from the soil which leaches into the water and fish die. Drinking water is also contaminated. Buildings and precious stones objects are weathered away as the stone reacts with the acid. This stands of trees near most Czech Republic has completely died. So what is the effect of acid rain on the soil? Acid rain also affects the soil by soil neutralizing the acids. Soil that contain limestone and calcium carbonate can neutralize the acid. So as a result, leaching, a process in which acid deposition adds hydrogen ions, which displaces important nutrients like calcium, magnesium and potassium. And you know very well these all nutrients are very important for the plant growth. So leaching pushes the ions deeper into the soil so the plant's roots can't reach them. Acidic rain also has health impact on the humans, like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide gases turn into particles that can be inhaled deep into people's lungs because of dry deposition. In high levels of fine particles, there is an increase in illness, a key component of urban smoke, cause inflammation and damage to tissues and premature death from respiratory diseases such as asthma and bronchitis, like inflammation of bronchioles. So these particles are actually particularly dangerous to the old people, and to people with heart and respiratory diseases. So nitrogen oxide causes ground level ozone that causes respiratory problems like pneumonia and bronchitis. This is the normal, and this is because of acid deposition. Compare these two diagrams. This is a normal lumen of bronchioles, and this is the one which is inflamed. This ground level ozone is formed by the chemical reaction between nitrogen oxide and volatile organic compounds. So this ground level ozone is highly irritating gas, and it is colorless, which is just formed above the earth's surface. So how we are going to avoid acid rain, or what is the solution of acid rain? Decide which fossil fuel burns more clearly, and then research new less pollutant methods. Acid rain can also be reduced by fit scrubber into factory's chimney, which are chemicals filter that remove impurities such as sulfur from smoke. Actually, what happened in scrubber, polluted gases are enter and then they spray water. So water and dissolved pollutants can release, and in the environment they release clean gases. And the government also can take action to avoid this pollution. Cars can be fitted with a special converter which remove dangerous chemicals. In catalytic converter, clean up exhaust emission by encouraging several pollutants to react together to get less harmful product. So from the engine, unburned fuel like nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, so they enter, and metal catalysts are there. So they release carbon dioxide, water and nitrogen to exhaust, so it can cause less pollution, or they will not contribute in acid rain. So this is all about acid rain. I hope you understand it well. Okay, let's discuss about another example of atmospheric pollution which is caused by radiation, and it's called radiation pollution. Students, you know the Earth's environment is naturally radioactive due to cosmic radiation emitted from the space, like it's coming from the sun, and terrestrial radiation emitted from the Earth crust. Remember in the global warming or in the greenhouse effect we already studied. Yes, short wavelength which is coming from the sun. As a result, the earth releases long wavelength. Yes, so these are all radiations. So what is radiation pollution? Means radiation pollution is caused by radioactive substances which emit invisible radiation released in the environment through human activities. It is classified into being ionizing or non-ionizing. So both types are harmful to humans and other organisms. Nuclear power plants are one of the most active sources of radiation pollution. So what are the sources of radioactive pollution is nuclear power plant, nuclear weapons, transportation of nuclear waste, disposal of nuclear waste, uranium mining, refining of radioactive substances, and preparation of radioactive isotopes. So these are the sources of radioactive pollution: nuclear explosion, nuclear power plants made by men, nuclear weapon. So let's discuss about the types of pollution. As we mentioned before, these type of pollutants is of two types, non-ionizing and ionizing. So let's discuss first non-ionizing. This radiation is relatively long wavelength electromagnetic radiation. Example is radio wave, microwave, visible radiation, UV radiation, and very low magnetic field. It is generally considered as less dangerous than ionizing radiation. Non-ionizing radiation examples also include ultraviolet and infrared radiations. You remember in global warming and greenhouse effect, we discussed about that Earth's emit infrared radiations. They are in long wavelength. Yes. Another example is ionizing radiation. Ionizing radiation is the short wavelength radiation emitted by certain unstable isotopes during radioactive decay. These unstable isotopes is actually they have not equal number of neutrons and protons in their nucleus, so that's why they are unstable. So they can cause other atoms to release their electrons. When these free electrons can release, they can damage biochemical molecules like proteins, lipids, and nucleic acid, DNA, causing severe health problems including cancer and even death. So, students, radiation emitted from radioactive substances as they spontaneously decay and takes several forms. The types of most concerns are alpha particles, beta particles, and gamma rays. You studied about these uh, rays, alpha, these particles in your physics. Each type of radiation has different properties and different penetrating power. Like alpha particles can stop by a few centimeters of air or a sheet of paper, but they are intensely ionizing in the matter. So they pass through and can cause more damage to living tissues than particles with longer path. Like alpha particles, beta particles lose their energy within short distance and their biological significance is greatest if a beta emitter is taken into the body. On the other hand, gamma radiation particles are similar to X-rays. They are deeply penetrating and strongly ionizing. So gamma rays can only be stopped by thick layers of concrete, lead or steel. Students, you know the decay of radioactive waste takes a very long time. Some radioactive substances have a half-life of more than 10,000 years, which means that they are dangerous for a very long time. Half-life is the period of time required for the disintegration of half of the atoms in a sample of a radioactive substance. So what are the effects? Effects is skin irritation to death depending on how much radiation is exposed to the body. So what parts of the body are exposed and how strong the immune system is. Other effect is blood components changes, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, diarrhea, and cancer. Students, exposure to radioactivity frequently leads to various forms of cancer, including leukemia, in which blood cells is not form properly, especially white blood cells. These are some of the effects on the exposure of radioactive materials on the person's body. So the major nuclear accidents happened in Ireland, United States on 28 March 1979, where one of the element of the power plant system malfunctioned. Another example is Chernobyl, Ukraine, in April 1986. Actually, what happened here, Chernobyl, a nuclear power station in the Ukraine, an accident destroyed the Chernobyl 4 reactor and killed 30 people, including 28 from radiation exposure. And further 209 on the site and involved with the cleanup were treated for acute radiation poisoning. And 134 cases were confirmed, all of whom apparently recovered. But 19 of these subsequently died from effect attributable to the accident. So nobody off site suffered from acute radiation effects, but large area of Ukraine, Russia, and beyond were contaminated in varying degrees. Students, nuclear power plant accidents can endanger life, and it if the radioactive core is exposed and meltdown and is occurring and releasing large amount of radioactivity. So how can we prevent this radioactive pollution, like disposing radioactive substance properly? Safety measures should be enforced strictly. Leakage from nuclear reactors and careless handling, transport, and use of radioactive fuels, fission products, and radioactive isotopes have to be totally stopped. There should be regular monitoring and quantitative analysis through frequent sampling in the risk area. So, students, radiation is the pollutant that is more dangerous than any other pollutant on earth. An exposure to heavy doses of radiation causes skin burns and suppression of bones marrow functioning. As I mentioned, that it have caused leukemia, which is cancer. So, suppression of bone marrow functioning. So the blood cells are not produced. An increase to radiation results in cancer ultimately. So now we are going to discuss about another type of pollution, and it is, you can say, it is soil pollution, which is caused by pesticides. So what are pesticides? Pesticides are substances that are meant to control pests, including weeds. The term pesticides include all of the following, like herbicides, which kill weeds, insecticides, which kill insects, and fungicide, which kill any fungal competitor in the crops. So, what are the uses of pesticides? Pesticides are used to control organisms that are considered to be harmful. For example, they are used to kill mosquitoes that can transmit potentially deadly diseases like yellow fever and malaria. They can also kill bees, wasps, and ants that can cause allergic reactions. Insecticides can protect animals from illnesses that can be caused by parasites such as fleas. Herbicides can use to clear roadside weeds, unwanted weeds, even in the crops in the field, trees, and brushes. They can also kill invasive weeds that may cause environmental damage. And herbicides are also commonly applied in ponds and lakes to control algae, because algal bloom can cause eutrophication, and plants such as water grasses that can interfere with activities like swimming and fishing and cause the water to look or smell unpleasant. So, causes of pesticide solution. The first is pesticide can contribute to air pollution. Pesticides drift occurs when pesticides suspended in the air as particles are carried by wind to other areas, potentially contaminating them. Contaminating means they can make them impure or bad. Pesticides can contaminate soil, water, and other vegetation also. In addition to killing insects or weeds, pesticide can be toxic to a host of other organisms, including birds, fish, beneficial insects like ladybird, and not target plants. So what are the problems that caused by pesticides? It percolate into the groundwater and make groundwater poisonous. They tend to concentrate in aquatic plant and animals to higher values of several thousand times. Because as the food chain advances, so the amount of these pesticides is accumulate or stay or increase in the as the food chain moves. Since they are persistent in nature, they persist in soil for thousands of years. And they are also biomagnification, a phenomena in which the concentration of a chemical increases at a higher level in the food chain, especially in the higher carnivore. And overuse of pesticides on agricultural land, example, protect the crop from insects, or directly on water, example, to kill an aquatic stage of an insect, can rise pesticide level in water. So the pesticide levels are then amplified as they pass through the food chain. Like for example, DDT, the full form is diphenyl trichloroethane. So this DDT was a commonly used pesticide for insect control in the United States until it was cancelled in 1972 by the United States Environmental Protection Agency. Because high concentration of pesticide may accumulate in the tissues of top carnivore, and the pesticide may cause toxic and may affect in their metabolism because these are non-biodegradable. So DDT used to control mosquitoes in malarial zones to severely reduce breeding success in birds of prey. So what are the solutions? Use degradable pesticides because DDT, like for example, it can last for a long time, and so it is used in ban in the UK because higher concentration of pesticides may accumulate in the tissues of top carnivore and it can even cause death. Next is explore alternative method, like for example, use biological pest control. Biological means use living organism as a pest or pesticides. Genetically modified crops. We studied in genetic engineering that nowadays crops are genetically modified in which already they have insecticide genes, so they can resist insecticide attack on them. So at the end of the lecture, you are able to understand that humans can alter their environment. So this topic is actually dealt with the humans' negative impact of the environment, which cause pollution. And we discussed about the sources and effects of acid rain, that how it happens. And we discussed about the harms of radiation or nuclear fallout on the environment and on humans' health. And we also discussed about the pollution which is caused by pesticides, because overuse of pesticides on agriculture land and on water can raise pesticide levels in water, so these levels are amplified as they pass through the food chains. So this is all about chapter number 22 human and topic 3 pollution. So alhamdulillah, we finished this topic in this video. I hope you understand it well. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.